loyal, they would like to retain themselves and maintain themselves in the organizations. Okay, and in terms of the employees satisfying the needs of the organizations, it means that they are performing excellently to using their knowledge, using their competencies, and portraying the positive attitude that is needed in order to help the organizations to achieve their goal. Yeah, so it works both ways. Yeah, so because from the beginning of the lecture, we have mentioned always that managing organizational performance is a collaborative system. Yeah, it takes a collaborative process of all stakeholders. Okay, all right. And when we talk about strategic approach to managing organizational performance, it means, when we say strategic, it means a long-term view, yeah, a broad and long-term view of the direction that the business or the organization is going to. Yeah, and hence in managing the performance, okay, you have to always be guided by the long-term view. Okay, by the long-term view means by the vision of the organization of where it wants to be in 10 up to 20 years time. So in managing the performance, it has to be guided by such a vision. Okay, in order to achieve the vision of our organization to be a global champion in the business that we are doing. So how do we actually manage our people? How do we actually manage our working system, our working process? Yeah, how do we manage the talent of our people? What type of working process, a working system, what type of people, what type of leadership do we want to have in our organization? What type of working conditions and work environment should we have in our organization in order to ensure that day by day, month by month, year by year, we are actually directing managing the performance management system is to provide the sense of direction, be it in a turbulent environment, such as, one of the closest example of a turbulent or in a crisis environment is like what most organizations are experiencing right now. Okay, whereby suddenly there is a new virus, yeah, going on, yeah, and everything has to be changed and adapted to the sudden changes of the in the sense of the employees cannot operate and organizations cannot operate in the normal and usual ways, right? So apa ni, so everything has to change, yeah. The way that the working process has to change, the way of monitoring the people has to change, yeah. And suddenly manufacturing companies cannot produce, yeah, they have to shut down. So how are they going to overcome, yeah, and that situation, in the sense of how are they going to meet their ROI, yeah, return of investment, yeah, so that they don't actually experience such big loss, yeah. So how about how do they manage in terms of, you know, the employees can't come, yeah, can't work, um, and how do they manage the cost and profit, yeah, in the sense of they, whether they still have to continue paying the employees, okay, when they are not into production, okay, meaning there's less profit for that month. So how do they actually, yeah, deal with all those sudden critical changes, yeah. So the so they have to actually look, yeah, into the business needs, the individual needs, yeah, the collective
Doktor,
needs of the employee, yeah.
doktor tak share screen ya?
Apa macam ni, saya tak share screen.
Tak ada.
Tadi ada, sekarang tak ada. Oh
Lepas
ya,
tadi tu
kejap
tak ada.
Oh, lepas
Yang pause tadi kejap tu.
pun tadi ke? Oh, I see. Sekejap. Let me see ya. Sekejap. Host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, sebab doktor jadikan Aisyah host tu kot. Aisyah kot.
Yeah, true.
Aisyah share screen.
Aisyah, can you allow me to share the screen tak? Dia ada multiple participant screen sharing.
Yes.
So you
keluar
click kat
dekat
situ
mana?
so that I
Aisyah
can
share screen tu.
Sekejap
pergi dekat share screen.
dah.
Tu.
Saya dah tekan multiple dah.
Dah. Alright, thank you.
Sorry doktor.
Sorry.
Tak apa, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, dah nampak ke?
Dah.
Banyak pula pun call. Sekejap Dr. Normi. Sekejap Saya kena WhatsApp dia sekejap. Okay, let's move on. Okay, oops, patah balik. Alright, so yang dekat tadi tu, where we stop just now tadi tu, so in managing the performance, or the overall performance of organization in turbulent times, when they make any decisions, the top management cannot only look into the organizational needs. For example, okay, we need to like terminate the people because we are losing. So in such sense, okay, they have to actually look into the needs of the people as well, if they really have to terminate some portions of the employee, yeah, they still need to look at the uh, termination package, yeah, would example providing some um, compensation, yeah, package, okay, VSS package for example, yes, when they terminate, it's not like with $0 in cents, okay, like and they give time for the employees, like a buffer time, yeah, and not 24 hours notice of termination, for example, considering, yeah, the psychological needs, considering the physical needs, yeah, of the employee. So they need to consider all that, okay, without just making decisions for the sake of one side or one party sahaja, yeah. Okay, because they have to remember, if they make any decision, yeah, which does not consider the needs of the employees, okay, those who are retained, yeah, meaning it would, whatever harsh decisions that they make without considering the needs of the employees would actually lead to a very negative psychological contract to those who are maintained and retained the employees in the organizations, okay. So those who have to leave, okay, they will have to leave, but those who are retained, yeah, and maintained in the organizations, when they see such harsh decisions by organizations, for example, it would impact their psychological contract, yeah, they would feel so insecure, they would feel so stressful looking at what happened, because they feel that, okay, what happened to their colleagues could also happen to them. Yeah, so when they start focusing on that, it would actually affect their focus on their job, okay, and it would create such level of job insecurity, such level of nervousness, okay, and that would and might affect their job performance, all right. So they have to be really, really careful. Okay. So according to Boxell, 1996, yeah, strategic goal will be to create firms who are more intelligent. Okay, more intelligent means that they are very sensitive with the needs, yeah, of all stakeholders that is involved. Yeah, they are intelligent in the sense of they are very clever and they are very sensitive, yeah, in managing the needs of all stakeholders at various levels and at every corner in the organizations. And they are also flexible, yeah, more than their competitors, okay, by developing more talented staff and by extending their skill space. Okay, this is exactly what performance management aims to do. So in implementing strategy organizational performance management, okay, the system are aligned to the business strategy of the organization and support the achievement of the strategic goals of the organization. So they should be focusing on the work systems, on the work environment, as well as on the individuals in terms of developing, yeah, not only managing the working systems, the work environment, and the individuals, but also in developing, yeah, all these important subsystems of the larger system in the organization from time to time. Okay. So when we use the word developing and managing, yeah, the work system, the work environment, and the individuals, so it shows a continuous effort, yeah, on the side of the organizational management as well as leadership, because they need to always review and monitor, yeah, the work, the progress, the operations of all these subsystems, to ensure that everything is always in line with the changes that is happening, whether inside the system internally or outside the system, yeah, in interaction with the external environment. Okay. Strategy maps usually established organizations, okay, who look seriously into performance management, they would have strategic maps, yeah, or sometimes it is called as success maps, okay, that show the cause and effect links by which specific improvements create desired outcomes. So it provide such map provide roadmap for systems improvement leading to performance improvement. So this is an example of a strategy map or success map. So in the next slide, actually, it is very texty. Okay, you can read later. Yeah, so this long paragraph explains the visual diagram of this whole apa ni, strategy map. Yeah, so this is an example of a strategy map for a business organization or a business entity. So if you take a look closely into this diagram, okay, you can see that below, yeah, on the lowest area there, there is a learning and development activities, yeah, and then there is a focus on engaging the employees, okay, and to ensure how the organization can gain the employee engagement. And then there are also activities on talent management of the employees and performance management. So all the arrows, okay, move towards, okay, human capital contribution. In other words, yeah, the organization management realized that they would have to focus on the four main activities, yeah, down there to learning development, employee engagement, talent management, performance management, in order to ensure, okay, that, yeah, their effort on all those activities could or their investment into all those activities would actually bring to human capital contribution, okay, when they develop the human capital by focusing on the four main activities down there, okay, so it helped to develop the human capital, yeah, the human so as you can see, they don't use the word human resource, yeah, they use the word human capital, modal, manusia sebagai modal, yeah, so they, because they invest, yeah, to ensure that the people are developed in the sense of knowledge development, skills development, attitude development, so that they can contribute back to the organization in the form of having high performance working, in the form of having quality knowledge, quality skills, quality attitude. Yeah, and in terms of a business entity, they can contribute for sales force effectiveness. Okay, they can have effective marketing strategies. Okay, and that leads to, okay, higher up there, product and market development. Yeah, customer satisfaction, customer loyalty when they are able to provide quality service. Yeah, so and that links again to sales turnover, okay, gross margin, yeah, gross margin in terms of when the keuntungan, yeah, when the profit that they are making is higher than the cost, yeah, so that leads to gross margin. Okay, bigger gross margin is better than smaller gross margin, kan? And then cost management, operational capability, and finally everything leads to profitability, yeah, or return on capital employed. Okay, so that is this is an example of a strategy map for a business entity. So as I mentioned just now, this whole paragraph explains the diagram, which you can actually read and digest later. Okay. All right. According to Neely, Adams, and Kennerly, okay, year 2002, they proposed performance prism. Okay, so according to them, organizations, okay, organizations exist to satisfy their stakeholders, yeah, at various levels. Yeah, satisfy in terms of their wants and their needs. Okay, so when we talk about stakeholder satisfaction, we need to identify who are the stakeholders. Okay, so class, who are the stakeholders again?
Customer,
Okay, customer lagi.
our colleague, the director,
Yeah, the
the
colleagues
manager,
meaning they are the
the
employees in the
co-worker.
organization,
Yes,
co-workers. Okay, lagi.
and many more internal and external stakeholders.
Okay. Any more? Okay lah tu cover lah tu kalau dah sebut internal and external stakeholders kan dah cover lah semua. Okay. So when we identify who are the stakeholders, we also need to identify their needs. Yeah. And stakeholder contribution. Okay. Focus also on stakeholder contribution. Because it works both ways. Okay, what do they need? What do they want? So the organizations have to provide, yeah, for each different levels of the stakeholders, and not only so since it works both ways. So what do organizations want and need from the stakeholders? Okay, so it's about giving and taking, yeah, give and take. Okay, and strategies. What strategies do we need to put in place to satisfy the wants and needs of the different stakeholders, and what are the process needed, yeah, in order to satisfy the wants and needs? And capabilities. Okay, what capabilities? Yeah. What are the capabilities of the people? What are the practices that is needed, the technologies, the infrastructures, yeah, that is needed to put in place to allow the organization to operate, yeah, and to have a working process and working system that is effective and efficient. So the performance prism by Neely, Adams, and Kennerly requires the organization and top management to look into all these aspects, yeah, in order to ensure effective performance management towards building high performance culture. Okay. So when we talk about performance management, we cannot run away from human capital management, as we have looked just now in the success map or strategic map. Yeah, human capital management is part of it. So performance management data, okay, can be used to demonstrate organizations' ability to raise competence levels. Okay. Assess how long it takes for a new employee to reach optimum performance. Okay. So when we say assess how long it takes for a new employee to reach optimum performance, okay, although this is only one sentence, but in order to realize this sentence, in order to achieve what this sentence is saying, yeah, it takes a lot of effort. Yeah, it takes a long journey, it takes a long process and a long route to do this. Okay. Assess how long it takes for a new employee to reach optimum performance. Okay, what are the activities needed? You all rasa what are the activities needed since you have gone into the lecture of performance appraisal? Okay, agak-agaknya lah. Okay, and you have previously learned also about job analysis. Okay, and task analysis. Okay, that leads to job description, yeah, and so on. So what do you think are among the activities that is involved in order to assess, yeah, new employees performance to ensure that he or she are able to reach the optimum performance. So what agak-agaknya the activities and tools that need to take place in order to actually do this? Anyone?
TNA.
Okay, you start with TNA. Why TNA?
Because using the TNA, we will identify what is the areas, what is the strength, and also the weaknesses of the employees, and in which area they need to improve for their task or their skill.
Okay, good. All right. So besides TNA, okay, TNA links also with job JA, job analysis kan?
Yes.
Okay. So it links because job analysis would tell you what are the critical incidents or the critical tasks that is actually needed. What are the primary responsibilities for the new employee that is needed in order to perform excellently. And TNA, training needs analysis, tells us, okay, at what level the employee is in terms of his required knowledge, is ability, or job competency as well as attitude. Yeah, at what level he or she is, kan? To be at par with the required requirements, yeah, that is produced by the JA, job analysis. Yeah, and in order to assess that, it also requires, okay, dah hantar training apa semua like Nisa said just now. Nisa kan tadi kan? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, in order to okay, dah hantar training, let's say kan, you do the TNA and then let's say it resulted in the identification of certain knowledge and skills that the employee need to enhance. So you send him or her for training, and then what happened after that?
Assess, and then we have to assess them. Either the training that we are given to them after the training need analysis are beneficial or not, or are they applying the training that they went through?
Good. So when you say beneficial or not, and more specifically, the right word just now is actually whether they transfer or not whatever training content that they have gained to their real workplace kan. So when there is a transfer, it means the effectiveness of the training happened. It means that the new employee has actually changed and have significant enhancement in the knowledge, skills, yeah, or attitude that leads to better level of job performance or excellent level of job performance. So when they excel, yeah, when they excel, and to say whether they excel or not, so again it takes the process of performance review, performance appraisal, using certain tools, yeah, and collecting the data along the process in order to finalize and actually make a statement that our employee has finally able to reach the optimum performance. Yeah, and along the way also you need to use certain measures in order to quantify and justify the statement that our new employees have actually managed to reach their optimum performance. Okay, all right. So another activity is to provide feedback. Ini yang kita kata tadi, ya, the performance review, ya, and feedback along the way progressively, ya, on development programs including induction, coaching, mentoring, ya, in terms of increased performance or capacity to take on new roles. Okay, and from Nisa punya answer tadi, actually I can make conclusion sebenarnya you understand the lecture because you are able to link the points tu. So it's good lah, yeah, to know that. Okay, demonstrate the success of internal recruitment programs. Okay. Performance management and human capital management also includes the indication of how successful an organization is at achieving its objectives at individual, team, and department levels. Okay, track the skills levels and movement in any skills gap in the organization and able to match actual behavior against desired behavior. Remember, when we are reviewing the performance of the employees, one of it is by comparing, by doing comparison between what is expected and what is the current performance. Okay, and in matching the actual behavior or current working behavior with the expected job performance or work behavior, of course, it should be based on facts and data. And assess commitment to values and mission, and assess the employees' understanding of strategy and their contribution to the organization. Okay, so all these activities are proposed to happen, in managing the human capital management as part of the large performance management system. Okay, before we proceed, any question?
No, so far so good.
So far so good? Clear, eh? Okay, good. Okay, characteristics of high performance culture. Okay, when we talk about high performance culture, selalu dengar tak high performance culture ni?
Tak, tak selalu tapi dengar.
Pernah dengar lah kan? Okay, so today we are going to look at the characteristics of a high performance culture. So actually, one of the reason why we have performance management system, is we always say it is actually to help the organization to achieve its organizational goal, but along the way in towards achieving the organizational goal, the type of culture that should exist in the organization in order to be successful is by having a high performance culture. Okay, so we are going to look at what are the characteristics of high performance culture. Okay. Okay, first, management defines what it requires in the shape of performance improvement, set goals for success, and monitors performance that the goals to ensure that the goals are achieved. Okay. In order to have a high performance culture, the organization or in the management must be clear. Okay. What are the goals, okay, towards success, and they should monitor the performance in order to ensure the goals are achieved. And they need to be, in order to have a high performance culture, they need to be clear and define what are the activities that have to be there in the organization, okay, in order to ensure that the performance of every entity in the organizations progress from time to time. Okay, and when we talk about having a high performance culture, it is also an organization which is open to development, open to learning. In other words, a high performance culture, okay, is characterized by learning organization characteristics. Okay, the management is open to alternative work practices. Yeah, in for example, in ensuring job redesign, in allowing autonomous work, being open to flexible working, for example, yeah, improvement groups. Yeah, when we talk about all these team briefing, flexible working, autonomous work teams, job redesign, yeah, it tallies with the characteristics of a learning organization, yeah, because it involves the opening up of the leadership of the organization, yeah, to always be sensitive, continuously be observant, collect data, okay, to learn and actually also listen from employees at different levels in the organization, yeah, on whether what is happening is relevant, is still relevant, so in order to ensure that they can respond effectively to what is going on in the external environment, okay, to ensure that whatever that is happening internally in the organization is still relevant to the demands in the external environment. Yeah, if, for example, let's have an example, okay, companies yang business entity, they have products. Yeah, they have products that they need to market to the clients out there in the external environment. Okay, and the external environment, we have the large market of youth, yeah, for the products. Let's say beauty products, yeah, beauty products. So the large market are the young ladies out there, okay, and the young ladies out there, okay, how to access to the potential market of these young ladies. Let's say this is a beauty product, okay, so the large market out there for these beauty products are the young ladies, and how to reach to these young ladies, okay, how to reach out to these young ladies, girls,
Social
to
media.
tell them about your beauty products, how to reach out, how to market your beauty products to these young ladies. What would be the
Gimmick.
channels?
Social medias.
Yes, exactly, because recent research has shown that, okay, students in universities, okay, they use a lot of Facebook. The three top social medias are Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So if the marketing executive, okay, let's say 15 years back, yeah, the job requirement for marketing executives, kalau 10 years back, it does not focus on social media skills or social media or online marketing skills. So if you do not redesign the job requirements as well as the job skills and knowledge that is needed for marketing executive, and you keep on continuing and maintaining the traditional job design, which does not focus on the online skills. So you and when you take in people for that position, you take in those you tak consider and you don't give emphasis and focus on those online skills. Can you market and reach out to the potential market out there? No, right? Because they don't have the skills. So in order to be relevant to the external environment, so you need to take up and take in those people with such skills, online marketing skills, yeah, with social media skills and knowledge, okay? So that when they do the marketing, they can reach out to the market out there. Okay, so the work practices have to be adaptive, yeah, in the sense of they are open to apply and practice job design. And then they have to trust the team, yeah, autonomous work team, okay, and improvement groups. There should be a team to manage the improvement that is going on, yeah, from time to time in terms of mentoring, coaching, yeah, help getting feedbacks. And team briefing is always important to ensure that there is always clear communication going on, clarification of information, okay, and to ensure that everyone is clear, yeah, that there should be always clear organizational communication, yeah, and flexible working. Okay, you cannot, for example, expect everyone to be in the physical office all the time. Let's say if the job does not require you to be in the office and it can still be effective, so why do you strictly and rigidly require them to be at the physical workplace? Yeah, so in a high performance culture, they allow alternative work practices, yeah, rather than just maintaining the traditional and conventional work practices, okay? And people know what's expected of them. They understand their goals and accountabilities because there are frequent team briefing, yeah? And people feel that their job is worth doing and there is a strong fit between the job and their capabilities. So people are clear that they're important, they are made to feel that they're important, their job is worth doing. And when we talk that there is a strong fit between the job and their capabilities, so when you actually employ the people, you are taking in the right people. Yeah, so you are able to match the right people with the job that you give to them. People are empowered to maximize their contribution. So you empower, for example, you ensure that there is autonomous team. You show the people to the people that they have the empowerment. You trust them. Okay, you listen to their feedback. You give them the authority, certain level of authority for decision making. Tak adalah every second nak have to report and wait for the decision from the boss, barulah boleh proceed. So lambat kan? So the people empowered to maximize their contribution. And in a high performance culture, it is also characterized by strong leadership from the top management, okay? That engenders a shared belief in the importance of continuous improvement. And there is a focus on promoting positive attitudes that result in engaged commitment and motivation of workforce. Okay, performance management process is always aligned and on track with the business goals. And capacities of the people are always developed from time to time through learning activities at all levels to support performance improvement. Okay, and a pool of talent. Yeah, you always manage your talent, okay, and to ensure continuous supply of high performance in key roles, meaning there is succession planning. Yeah, in the performance culture, you always have a pool of talent. You develop these people towards leadership, okay, and when you develop these talents, you ensure there is no drainage of the talents, yeah, no drainage in the talents of high performers. And you, whenever, let's say if they are pinched, yeah, if they go out from the organizations, whether be it retirement, early retirement, or they have reached their 50s or 60s, or let's say they are headhunted by other organizations because they are so good, you always have the stock, yeah, the stock or the pool that can fill up the vacant key roles there. Okay, because you always keep on building your people and developing your people, so you have the pool there. People are valued and rewarded according to their contribution. So in a high performance culture, people are always valued and rewarded, and people are also participative and involved in the development of high performance practices. So in order to ensure all this, what type of organizational climate is there? So the type of organizational climate is the climate of trust, climate of teamwork, okay? And there is a clear line of sight that exists between the strategic aims of the organization, okay, and those of its departments and staff at all levels. Okay, so at each level of the organization, the staff as individuals, at the departmental levels, at the middle management levels, so everyone is clear of what are the strategic aims that they need to achieve at the different levels in align with the objective and strategic aim and goals of the organization. In line with the high performance culture is the high performance working system. Okay, so it comes hand in hand, yeah, culture and working system. So whatever decision that is made, yeah, should be based on the validation of competency models. When we talk about working system, it refers to such system as selection and promotion system, recruitment system, okay? And when you talk about in operating the systems, yeah, of selection, promotion, recruitment, okay, it should be based on validated competency models. So the decision has to be made based on the competency models. Okay, and also another working system that exists in organization is the compensation and reward as well as benefit system. Okay, in order to attract, retain, and motivate high performance employees. Okay, so you need to ensure that the compensation system, the reward system, and the benefit system, okay, is also a system that is revised, developed, revised, okay, and managed from time to time, yeah, in order that the system is helping and contributing towards attracting those high performance, okay, and retaining those who are good, and motivating, keep on motivating the employee. It involves formal performance review, formal performance feedback, yeah, formal performance appraisal, yeah. So when we say it's formal, it is based on quantified and observable justified data. Okay, so it is more effective to have formality in the strategic planning rather than informal appraisal, informal feedback, informal review. Yeah, so formal approach is more effective, yeah, in strategic planning. So data kena ada, formal tools kena ada. So you need to have the formal tools, yeah, in performance appraisal, for example, in guiding whatever coaching sessions, there has to be performance tool, yeah, so that the strategic planning would be successful and effective. Yeah, and this data shows that, okay, subordinate involvement or participation in the strategic planning is also important. Okay, cumanya the subordinate participation is not significantly different between the groups and may not be important in all firms. Okay, it suggests here that walaupun subordinate participation is important, but okay, it is not as important as having formal strategic planning. Yeah, in the best practices of performance management system. Okay, and another proposition from this research finding is that, okay, continual interaction between management and subordinates provide performance benefits. Yeah, so it's not just one-time effort, it has to be continuous from time to time, yeah, to have interaction between management and subordinates. Okay, in order to ensure a successful performance management system. Okay, ada soalan ke?
No.
Ada soalan? Clear?
Clear.
Okay. Kalau clear means okay, how's your assignment going on?
Good.
Good. Bila saya suruh submit tu?
19
29
Julai.
of July.
Oh,
19
lambat.
July.
19.
I thought it was 29.
Sorry. Okay, so I suruh submit dekat 14 kan? Okay, so okay, kalau okay, any question tak ada yang pasal assignment pun clear.
By the way, Doctor, is the
Yeah.
high performance work culture same with the high performance work system?
Oh, okay.
Is it the same
Tak
thing or
sama.
what?
No, not the
Oh.
same thing. Culture is budaya. Okay, culture, what is the meaning of culture? Culture is composed of shared beliefs, shared norms, shared way of thinking about something. So that is culture. Okay, and when we talk about system involves is composed of subsystems. Okay, that refers to, okay, what are the subsystems? It can be the infrastructure, it can be the working conditions, it can be the working process itself, yeah, it can be the facilities, and the culture itself, yeah, for example, the shared beliefs, okay, that is embedded in the team, yeah, in the entities, kan? So we cannot say that culture is similar to the working system or the working process, but they are interactive to one another, but it is not the same variable. Dalam kata lain, if we want to measure system dengan culture, you have to use different set of questionnaire because they are measured differently. They have different concept, they have different components. Okay, so if you want to measure the levels of organizational system, organizational culture, and if we want to measure the high performance working system, you have to measure it separately. They are not the same.
All right, Doctor. Could you give the example
Alright.
of high performance work culture organization, Doctor?
Okay, high performance organizational culture, Petronas. Petronas local. Okay. Kenapa saya kata Petronas?
Why, Doctor?
Why? Okay, saya kena jawab lah kan. Okay, basically we say that organizations have high performance culture when they are able to meet their profit targets. Any organizations that are able to meet their profit targets, they are highly performing. Okay, but I am talking about Petronas during normal times lah. Ya, kalau recently I tak baca lah run the economy, the productivity tu due to this year yang every organizations are hit by the economic turmoil, virus ni lagi kan, disturbance tu. But we can say Google pun high performance culture. Yeah, kalau kita tengok characteristics. Yeah, they are very flexible. They allow flexibility. Yeah, and they allow flexibility, and then they are they are doing very well. Yeah, in terms of meeting their targets. Okay, and they are very much empowering the people in terms of decision making. Yeah, sebab kita nampak they have the corners where they allow the employees to simply share their ideas. Yeah, okay, and UPM pun I would say UPM tak pergi jauh UPM also have is also characterized by high performance culture. I would say if not tak adalah UPM is always in the high rank of Asian universities kan. We are always listed in the high rank because we are able to meet the ranking criteria. Okay, in terms of what they are looking at lah, research, publication, semua kan. Tapi in terms of teaching ke employability or marketability of students, dia tak tengok university ranking, dia tengok in terms of the research, publication and innovativeness tu. So in terms of that, the university is I would say is providing very supportive environment and is working both ways, up down, up kind of organizational communication in managing the performance of the people in order to achieve those goals. And they also allow a lot of avenue for people's development. Yeah, they are providing a lot of opportunities for the people environment in order to help achieve whatever criteria that is needed. Yeah, and measured by university ranking system. Okay, itu adalah contoh high performance culture organization. Okay, ada soalan lagi? Ada 2 orang have entered the waiting. Oh, okay. Ingatkan menunggu dah masuk. Okay. From your observation sendiri, what are other performance high performance culture organizations yang you all sendiri boleh provide as examples to me? Based on your readings, based on your observation, based on your from from your readings at social media. So what are the companies that you can list to me pula? Anyone? Siapa nak volunteer bagi jawapan? Tak ada ke senyap macam ni? Dia kena type. Sekejap saya tengok sekejap. Oh, saya baru baca chat sekejap In order to implement the high performance system, does the organization require to recruit the already experienced and qualified employees right from the start? Very good question, Amar. Okay. If the organization recruit the already experienced and qualified employees right from the start, how would they be fair to fresh graduates, kan? So this is a very good question. Okay. I would say in order to answer this question, the organization in that process of recruitment, what is important is to ensure person job fitness. Okay, person job fitness. If the position is for a senior position, of course, they need to recruit experienced employee right from the start. If the vacant position is for senior positions, that need leadership experience, that need 10 years of experience, of course, in order to ensure the person job fitness, okay, they need to take employees who already are the subject matter experts, in that particular field of job. However, if the position, is for junior levels of executives, or even, for example, for management trainee positions, lain tak cun? Tak dengar Oops. Pecah suara. Okay. Okay. Okay, kalau macam tu, okay, I'll type then.